So the first question is from Edward Fortney.
So Edward,
How's it going? He asks, what was your first experience playing a professional music studio, and how did it go? What did you learn? Anything memorable that you can discuss about another or other studio experiences in your musical journey? And we all know recording has changed a lot. So, I guess, Mark, you do the most recording.
You do a lot of recording, yeah.
Talk about that, and we'll chime in.
First experience was really not an experience, because you know how you go. You guys probably have a similar story with your band,
Right? Yeah.
You go into the studio and you just try to replicate what you've been doing in the garage.
Totally. Right.
19 years old, we did it. We weren't even produced, and so that I don't count that as an experience, because it was like literally just going to practice.
Right.
I didn't, I let everybody else handle it. Nobody suggested anything. Nobody said anything except recording.
Right.
So the first time I ever went in and I was being produced was probably a year and a half after that. So I'm 20, 21. And Stacy Hayden is a guitarist that played with Iggy Pop and David Bowie on the Station to Station tour. And he was producing this record. It was in Virginia Beach. It's for an MCA artist out of Canada. Stacy's from Canada. Great guy. And these concepts of you got to play behind the beat, like, when you're playing music, it's instinctive to play with your snare.
You just listen to whatever's going on and you roll with it. Yeah.
And the biggest thing that blew me away about the change from the live or the room when you're playing to when you're recording was just the rhythmic timing.
Yeah.
So where I'm used to playing on the snare, they were saying, you're rushing it. And I'm like, I'm on the snare. And they're like, and so he had to literally show me, and this is such an abstract, I get that. But to play right after the snare, it's on it. If you play it on it, you're pushing it. You're ahead of the beat.
Right.
And that was the hardest thing. I mean, it was brutal. On top of everything else I still didn't know.
Yeah.
That aspect of playing and recording in the studio as a guitarist, musician, was the most abstract thing.
Yeah.
And on top of that, when you play with different drummers,
Right. Whole different.
yeah. So
vibe.
I've gotten used to it over the years, and thankfully I get calls now, probably more for my rhythm playing, and they might need a solo too.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's about that. So that was the biggest, most important thing on day one that I ever learned on a real session in the studio.
Yeah. Well, I'll piggyback on some of Mark's comments here. Same thing. I played in lots of cover bands for years. It's just fun.